Awesome. What was that, Roland? I'm sorry.
The registrations. So I'm going live on Facebook.
Okay. Welcome everyone who's joining us.
Hey everybody.
Jumping in. Awesome. Hello. And if you want, let me double check that I have you allowed to, but you can change your chat to everyone so that everyone can see your hellos. Feel free to do that as well. And we got a wave. Hi, Christine. And Athenia, I'm assuming. Hopefully that's right. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, while people join in, we'll wait a couple more seconds while some people file in. But today we're talking about Citizen Science Month. So get ready to be ready for a long month of an excuse to party it up, citizen science style. In the words of, or the slightly changed words from Caroline. An excuse to party it up. Awesome. Long month is right, yes.
Yeah, I'm simultaneously excited and afraid.
Fair.
After the last Citizen Science Month, I was so tired I fell down the stairs. That's my pitch for you all to come to our webinars. Please come. It'll be really fun. We do a lot of them because we're really passionate about it. We want to give you all a lot of ways to participate. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. That's a spoiler for the presentation. So I'll go on mute and let Emma get us started.
Spoiler alert is that we will fall downstairs at the end of the webinars. Is that what we're trying to tell people?
Yeah, so that's how we'll end it. The ceremonial close to Citizen Science Month.
Oh my gosh, I hope not, but it might be fun. It might be fun. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get us started while we're filing in. Thank you everyone who's joining us. Today we're talking about Citizen Science Month. If you're on Facebook with us, feel free to sign up to join us on Zoom still while we're on, so you can chat with us online. You can also make comments in the Facebook too, so we can hear from you. And just to get us started, we'll do some introductions before we move forward. So my name is Emma Giles. I'm a program coordinator for SciStarter. I'm also a SciStarter fellow at Arizona State University, and I host a great many of these webinars. So looking forward to more. Roland, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. So I'm Roland, joining in from Lebanon. I'm Quality Assurance Coordinator, and I'll be posting the links in this webinar.
Awesome. And just an FYI, Trevor had to step away for today, but he's usually here. He's our content and program coordinator with SciStarter, and hopefully we might hear from him later in the meeting. Caroline.
Yes, hey everybody, I'm Caroline. I'm so excited to be here. By day, I'm a PhD student at the University of Florida, and then I also get to stay on as an advisor at SciStarter and help out with Citizen Science Month, which is such a delight. And if you want to join me at some select webinars during April, you can find them at citizensciencemonth.org.
Excellent. Yeah, we got a calendar on there that is frighteningly busy, but in a way that should be very exciting. So all of it's looking really wonderful. Just some little housekeeping items right here. Go Gators. Is that your mascot? Sorry.
Yeah, I actually have a Gator pin with me, Christine. I'll hold it up to the camera. There he is, little tiny Gator. So yeah, go Gators. Christine, are you a Gator? You can answer in the chat. We'll take it offline. She's an alum. Awesome. Love it. Love it.
I think we know how to use the chat, which is a great thing. If you also are aware, this is a webinar, so you can also use the Q&A. So if you have any questions about the topics we talk about for Citizen Science Month or SciStarter or Citizen Science in general, anything related to those things, you can send them in the Q&A so we can answer them for everyone. And if there's any experiences you want to share, any little things, you can drop it into the chat and we can share in it together. Awesome. And you can plan coffee meetups, apparently. That's awesome. Cool. Great. Okay, before we get started with anything else, we want to know who we're talking to. So Roland is going to drop a poll in there. Yes. So the question is, have you ever participated in a citizen science project before? So are we talking to experienced citizen scientists? Were you talking to newbies? Are we talking to people who have zero clue what they're doing? Totally valid. Awesome. We're at 83%. That's awesome. We go for 80% as much as possible. Excellent. Alrighty, cool. So we got a good chunk of you who have done a citizen science project before. That's awesome. I'm kind of curious if it's a one-word answer of which project, go ahead and drop it in the chat. I want to know. We would love to hear which ones are the most popular with our guests. Next up, we want to know, have you ever been to one of these events before? So if you've been to a live event before, we'd love to hear about your attendance. Wait a couple seconds. We're at 60%. Thanks, Sierra. Reef Marine Life Survey and eBird. Nice. Cool. 72%. Couple more of you? Maybe. One more person to make it to 80%. Excellent. All right. Oh, it's 50-50. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm glad to have all you new friends with us, and all of you who are returning. We're happy to have you here. I'm excited to see you again. Now, lastly, we just want to know the type of individuals we're talking to. So are we talking to aspiring citizen scientists, parents, students, teachers, troop leaders, educators, research project leader, librarian, etc. I'm going to keep mumbling while we continue. I see, oh, cool. City Nature Challenge, traffic and walkability projects, cool. CBARC, nice. Salt Catchers, Project Swirl, all three wonderful ones, Shirley. Love it. Cool. Excellent. Waiting on, oh, we got 88% on this poll. Nice. All right, we got aspiring citizen scientists, we've got teachers and educators as the majority, students, parents, researchers, and bored people on the internet. I love it. And more than one. That's nice. We usually have like maybe one who's a bored person on the internet. Happy to have you here. Excellent. All right, so we're going to go ahead and keep moving then. So just to get us all on the same baseline, the way we define citizen science, which also can be known as community science, neighborhood science, there are many words for it. We use citizen science for simplicity. It's a collaboration between scientists and those of us who are curious, concerned, motivated to make a difference. It's how people can actually make an impact on the issues they care about. All of these projects are about submitting data or giving information, interpreting data, and really impacting these real projects to help in the real world, not just a baking soda volcano, for example. Excellent. All right, and then if you are interested in citizen science, or you are an aspiring citizen scientist, with half of you being more experienced than the other, the number one thing to do is to join SciStarter. It allows you to gain access to a database of projects, which you can access without an account, but having an account means that you have a lot more, many more benefits that come with being a member of SciStarter. You can access all of those projects, and you also have access to a bunch of other resources, including your own dashboard. When you're on here, we have specifically over 2,000 projects that Caroline added here. And you have your own dashboard to track the projects you're a part of, and you have our lovely training modules. So secondly, if you join up with SciStarter, another great way to continue your part and your volunteering in citizen science would be trying out our trainings, so that you can learn more about citizen science and feel a little bit more confident in your abilities. While you should already be confident, because it's the power of the crowd that helps citizen science so much, having these trainings makes you have a bit more like excitement towards trying new things that you can be a little bit more supported in. And once you've done that, we have quite a few other trainings as well. So if you're looking for data literacy information, library information, higher education, citizen science, and data ethics, we have all those things. Congratulations, Shirley. Got her first badge. Nice. Excited for you. Awesome. Okay. Moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Caroline, which I'm going to go ahead and drop my screen share so that she can take over. And then we'll continue there. I'm loving the conversation about which things. iNaturalist year round. Awesome, Lori. I'm excited for you. Okay.
So it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but it seems like most of you are more like you volunteer on your own as a citizen scientist. Maybe you lead your friends and family in every once in a while, but it doesn't sound like anybody's really like a project leader, right? Or like in charge of a nonprofit. That might be, oh, it looks like people are. Never mind. Okay. So the thing about Citizen Science Month is when I'm talking to different audiences, you can participate in it just as an individual. Or you could participate in it, for your organization, like you're trying to plan some sort of event. But you can also just join events on your own or do projects on your own. There's really no one right or wrong way to do it. So the slides I put together today, a lot of them are kind of relevant more toward people, like also as an individual, like let's say you want to plan an event at your church and get people doing your favorite citizen science project, you could certainly do that. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So some of these slides are more targeted toward people who might be planning a citizen science event, maybe for a project they lead or for another project they really love and want other people to do. Some of the slides are targeted more to just people who want to celebrate Citizen Science Month and make the most of it, just because they really have a heart for this kind of stuff and want to get involved. You know which audience you are, and maybe you'll go from one to the other. And it's not mutually exclusive. So Emma already defined citizen science. You all know what SciStarter is. It's where you go to find real science you can do. I think the biggest misconception I have to clarify with Citizen Science Month, people are like, okay, so can I only do citizen science in April? And the answer is, of course not. You can do citizen science any day of the year. It should really be citizen science year. But I thought a little bit of history might be good because a big thing about holidays is they're just an excuse to do something. So Valentine's Day is an excuse to eat chocolate. You can eat chocolate any day of the year, but it's particularly fun to do during Valentine's Day. Or, Christmas is an excuse to give your loved ones a present. You can give your loved ones a present any day of the year. Christmas is just an excuse to do that. Same with Citizen Science Month. It started off as Citizen Science Day. Darlene Cavalier, the founder of SciStarter, did it with some other partners in April 2016. It started off with just a few events in the United States, and then it went global really, really fast. Now we've seen citizen science on every continent during April. And it was originally just one day in April, but we found that especially through the Stallcatchers Megathon we did in 2019, people wanted more than just a day. We were able to do a lot of research in just one weekend for the Stallcatchers Alzheimer's Research Project that anyone can do from anywhere. It's actually one of our featured citizen science projects this year, and I'm doing a Citizen Science Month event with them, so I really recommend it. But people wanted more than just one day. They had expanded into a weekend. They're like, why don't we make it an entire month? So we heard everybody, we heard it from our evaluation, we knew it needed to happen. So April became Citizen Science Month. And organizations all around the world, especially libraries, engage people in citizen science for the first time. Or maybe they are just like finding an excuse to celebrate. But basically what makes Citizen Science Month different from all the rest of the initiatives SciStarter does is it's really about events. We want people to plan something to get others involved in citizen science. Many of these events are online. So you could join any one of the events at citizensciencemonth.org. I'm doing one with Stallcatchers to kick off the month. We have events throughout the month with different projects that you can do from anywhere. Some of the events are hyper-local, like there's one event that's just in Oklahoma for just people in that neighborhood. But the point about Citizen Science Month is you can plan an event and you can find an event to get involved. So we put together events. We have featured projects. These projects you can do for the rest of the year, but Citizen Science Month is a fun excuse to get people involved in those projects. We have different programs, and of course we create materials to make it all easier so you can get everything started. And we'd be remiss if we didn't thank our partners, especially the Network of the National Library of Medicine, which is partnered with the All of Us Research Program. They're a huge support for Citizen Science Month. I'm about to play a video in a sec that tells you all about them. Arizona State University, Emma is with them. Their School for the Future of Innovation and Society. Without them, Citizen Science Month wouldn't happen. And of course, SciStarter takes a big role in Citizen Science Month as well. And there are many other partners from around the world, but I wanted to give these few a special shout out because they're a big part of why we're able to do what we do, make these resources available to you to get others involved in citizen science. Okay, so let's figure out the All of Us Research Program. They are a huge supporter of Citizen Science Month, and they're a really cool project for people in the US. So I'm gonna go on mute, turn off my video, and actually let me make sure I'm sharing my sound because that's a rookie mistake if I'm not. Okay, now I am. I'm gonna play this video for you so you can learn a little bit more about one of the awesome projects behind Citizen Science Month.
Meet Ray. Ray lives on a farm. He loves playing kickball with his grandkids, but lately he's gotten a little slower and been visiting the doctor a lot more often. This is Kim. Kim lives in the city. She loves to exercise, cook healthy meals, and can't remember the last time she called in sick. They're both people, but not all people are the same. And yet, when we visit the doctor, our treatments don't look that different. Why is that? Because we just don't have enough information to do it better, until now. Enter All of Us, the research program based on precision medicine. Precision medicine is a revolutionary new approach to treating and preventing disease that's personalized instead of one size fits all. By gathering health data from 1 million people like Ray and Kim and Trevor and Samir, our country's best researchers will be able to develop treatments that are as unique and complex as we are. With this new information, doctors will have a better understanding of disease so they can innovate the next great breakthroughs in medicine. Once enough people join, suddenly everything changes. Information becomes clear, patterns emerge, and simple data transforms into life-saving knowledge. This means that Ray and Kim's children and their children's children can live longer, healthier lives. By becoming one of the first 1 million people to volunteer, you can help reshape the entire future of healthcare for generations to come. If we can figure out how to fly, put a man on the moon, and connect the entire world, surely we should be able to improve the future of healthcare. Not just for Ray and Kim or even you, but for all of us. Sign up at joinallofus.org. The future of health begins with you. Meet Ray.
So I think All of Us is also just a really great example of citizen science, of like what makes a great citizen science project. Because the reason I got involved in citizen science and think it's worthwhile for other people to get involved with, it's that by collecting or analyzing data, we're able to have scientific discoveries that benefit us, that make the world a better place, that, you know, get to our curiosity about things and improve our lives and really augment our life experience. So with the All of Us research program, by filling out surveys about yourself or submitting biological samples about you, you're able to help the researchers at All of Us figure out what's the best treatment for everybody. So they're going to make medicine so much better and improve all our lives. And I think that's part of the essence of citizen science, whether it's an astronomy project where we want to understand the sky because we're inherently curious about it, or a health-related project where we're trying to have better treatments. By collecting or analyzing data, you really can make a difference. So citizensciencemonth.org, if you haven't visited yet, just go there right now. You can find an event. You can find some of the All of Us events I'm doing with awesome PIs, so principal investigators, and other folks behind the All of Us program. If you're interested in the project you just learned about, one of our biggest Citizen Science Month supporters. But you can also explore featured projects like the Stalkcatchers project, and you can get a bit of a primer on citizen science too. But I know many of you actually lead your own projects. So if you go to citizensciencemonth.org, or you lead an organization or a nonprofit that wants to plan a Citizen Science Month event, in addition to just joining events and joining featured projects, you can find resources to plan your own. And there's a real reason to do this. There's a reason to participate in Citizen Science Month and as either a facilitator, so someone who's leading an event, or a participant, someone who's just getting part of it because they want to be part of an event. We have real results. So I'm going to start off. You learned a little bit about the history of citizen science. Today, I gave you some of the hard numbers where all the Alzheimer's research we accomplished. Citizen Science Month in 2020 was even more successful. We had, I think the most important stat on this page is contributions to the featured projects. So there were 6 featured projects. Stalkcatchers was one of them. Flew Near You was one of them. Just projects that I See Change was another one. That's a climate change project. Those are projects that I think are really important. Many of them have health-related concepts. There were over 50,000 contributions by people from all around the world to these projects. That's huge collective impact, and it wouldn't happen without Citizen Science Month. And there were a number of events planned. We all remember what happened in 2020. We had so many in-person and online events planned. And you know, some of them were postponed or canceled. 59 of the ones that people added to the Finder were, but 121 new virtual events were added, and then 8 events were produced by SciStarter, which was really, really cool. So I think Citizen Science Month 2020 was impactful for me because even though I was trapped alone in my apartment, I was able to connect with people from all around the world online. So I'm glad that we still have many online events and some in-person and hybrid events as well. But I think the 2020 impact is worth sharing too. And facilitators found in these we have survey results that echo this for the other months, 2021, 2022 as well, that they felt they had the resources they needed from us. They felt supported by the project team. And they were able to transition their event to a virtual platform. So facilitators, people like yourselves who might be planning events, had a positive experience. And then participants, the events were really impactful for them. So the event helped them learn more about science, feel connected to others, become confident in their ability to participate in citizen science, and become motivated to participate in citizen science. So I think those are really noteworthy results. And, the fun kept going in 2021. Now, remember how there were 50,000 contributions to the featured projects in 2020? There were 350,000 contributions to all SciStarter affiliate projects in 2021. And once again, collective impact. That wouldn't happen if we weren't celebrating in April. We reached over 1 million people on social media, over 10,000 people tuned into 100+ live online events. And of course, there were hundreds of thousands of contributions to those SciStarter affiliate projects. And then here is what happened in 2022. Skip verification. Another fun video. All right, let's get this thing back up there. So that was 2022, and the evaluations, we get surveys sent out by folks at Arizona State University to participants in our Zoom webinars, as well as participants in other events and project leaders as well. And the results were back in again for 2022. 100% of respondents attended. They reported a change in how they think about their library, because many events were through libraries. Attendees reported gains in citizen science interest, motivation, and confidence. Organizers had a great time again. They're coming back, which is awesome. And once again, even more data contributions. We had over 350,000 data contributions to featured projects during the month of April. So now I'm going to take you on a little tour. So I've shown you all why it's important to participate in Citizen Science Month, what the impact has been in past months, and why we're so excited for 2023. Roland, who's on the line, he worked really, really hard on this resources page that I'm about to show you in partnership with one of our designers and another developer. So we built these things, so we really want you to use them. So I'm going to demo this year's website. I'm also going to show you some of the event calendar and click on some of the events that I hope you all attend, or maybe bring your communities to. And if you want to add your own event, there's still time. You can still plan an event and add it. I really welcome you to. You have the option to participate in our evaluation. So let's say you just randomly decide to book a room at your local library and invite your friends and family. You can do that, add the event to SciStarter, and then you can use our surveys and be part of our evaluation to understand global impact of Citizen Science Month. And then I'll also show you the featured projects. So some of the projects that we're really hoping people participate in this April. So April is Citizen Science Month. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'll stop sharing for a second just so I can pull it up. Someone said the event calendar looks awesome. Oh, yes, that is music to my ears. Oh my gosh.
Smoking is prohibited.
Let's share screen. Okay, so when I type in, I'll just type it in so you see it. When I type in citizensciencemonth.org, it redirects me to SciStarter.org/Citizen Science Month. You can see the logo there. You can see the happy people doing citizen science. Oh, wow. She's probably monitoring pollinators. Fantastic. Look, a bush. Pollinators might be on that. People documenting biodiversity in their community. When we say collect or analyze data for citizen science, collecting data can be as simple as, taking a picture with your smartphone and submitting it somewhere. So you can find an event. It'll take you down to the calendar. Here are some of the events down there. You can explore featured projects. That takes you to that NLM page I told you all about. These are the All of Us research program. You can find a link to participate in it right here. That was that project you learned about earlier, but there are many other projects on that page as well, which we'll explore in a second. And you can also take and participate in the training and get involved in that. So you can get a badge. Emma talked to you about that earlier in this webinar. We also have a number of resources in Spanish. So if you have Spanish speakers in your community and you want resources to get them involved in citizen science and projects in Spanish that you can engage them in, you can find those on this page, Spanish resources. Create a SciStarter account if you haven't already. You can join the fun on Twitter. Actually, this audience is perfect for it. A friend of ours in Australia, her name is Michelle Neal, Twitter conference. Where is it? There it is. We're planning a citizen science Twitter conference. So basically what that means is Michelle is asking people all around the world to submit 3 tweets. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the chat because I really want y'all to participate. Submit 3 tweets and they'll go live once it hits noon in your time zone on the 1st of April. I think this is just going to be really cool. So Michelle Neal from the Australian Citizen Science Association is organizing this with SciStarter. It's just going to be really interesting to see global citizen science perspectives and a lot of fun. So I encourage everyone on this webinar to sign up. But there are way more events. There is like projects, some events, are hyper local. Like, let's see, what's an example? The Virtual Citizen Science Expo, that's really only for people in Oklahoma. Become a Citizen Science Forester, that's in Denton, Texas. But there are some events that are global, like Earth Echo. You can do that anywhere in the world to monitor water quality. We're doing a webinar with them, or IC Change. You can participate in that from anywhere on Earth to become a climate reporter and document the impact of climate change on your community. We got some All of Us events. One of them's in Spanish. It's spotlighting Latin citizen scientists, not citizen scientists, Latin scientists who are going to talk about citizen science. We got another All of Us event in English here. Cross-generational perspectives on medical research. And if you're interested in the All of Us events in particular, I went ahead and tagged them. Give it a second to load. There it is. So there's All of Us Wisconsin, All of Us PA. And you can, if you're in the US, you can attend any of these. Also, if you just want to tune in because you're curious about it and you're in another country, please do. But I'm going to go ahead and put the All of Us events in the chat as well. I think a lot of these are awesome. Many of these are global webinars that are definitely worth your time. Let's see. Oh, a really fun series. I can't shout out all the ones we're planning, but I just wanted to shout out a few, is what we're doing with Science Friday. Let's see. I tagged those too. We're doing one on frogs. So Science Friday, they really want to empower educators. These could be homeschool educators. These could be K12 educators, university educators, non-formal and informal educators. So we're doing a webinar with them every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And even if you're just like a parent or you have young people in your life, or you're just a curious person, you'll probably find something to learn about at these webinars with Science Friday. So I want to drop those in the chat too. But anyway, you can explore the rest of the event calendar at your leisure. And there's still time for you to add your event. There's the About page. So you can read all about everything I just told you about the history. Oh, this is fun. Land Pollution Lookout. We're doing events with them again this year. This is one of my favorite citizen science success stories. So Land Pollution Lookout, it all started with stall catchers. So I met Victor Sunday. He is an awesome leader in Nigeria who's really into mapping stuff. And he leads these volunteers in Nigeria. Many of them are students, but there are folks of all ages called the Unique Mappers, where they want to understand the world and they want to map it. And he was participating in stall catchers with the Unique Mappers, because stall catchers, in a sense, is mapping the brain. So I met Victor through one of the international catchathons, and we stayed in touch. And then I was looking for an awesome citizen science project to highlight when I was representing Louisiana in a beauty pageant. And I found Land Loss Lookout. So Land Loss Lookout is a project where people are mapping land loss on the Gulf Coast of the United States with the goal of making the Gulf Coast more resilient toward hurricanes. So we're understanding if land is being lost because of oil and gas, if land is being lost because of sea level rise. So it's a project that helps people on the Gulf Coast, but you can do it from anywhere. So Victor got the Unique Mappers involved, and they classified more data than anybody else. So I introduced Victor to the leaders of the Land Loss Lookout project, and they were able to use the tools that they had built to map land loss on the Gulf Coast, to map pollution and oil spills in Nigeria through the Land Pollution Lookout project. And then we launched this project in last Citizen Science Month, April 2022. And it's been a smash hit. And you can participate in it from anywhere in the world. You can help the people of Nigeria by classifying land pollution and oil spills. And this all came about because of citizen science, because of stall catchers, because of the International Catch-a-thon. So read about that there. I just think that was a fun story about the impact of Citizen Science Month. And then we have the event resources here. Shout out to Roland forever for being able to build this. Plan your event, add your event, promote your event. I'm just going to scroll really fast because there's a lot here, but you can find pretty much any virtual or printable resource here. If you want a yard sign, you can print a yard sign. If you want a poster about all of us, you can print a poster. There are some resources in Spanish too. You can print buttons. There are like social media assets. You can, tweet some graphics. You could use those for your Twitter conference takeover. Oh my goodness. And the list really goes on and on. So please, especially because many of you lead nonprofits and projects, use the Citizen Science Month logos just for your own stuff. These are made for you to use. So that's the event resources page. And then we got the contact page. We put our pictures on here because we thought it looked friendly. There's me. I'm ready to help. Roland says hello from Lebanon. Greetings from Arizona from Emma. And then of course we got Trevor and he says, what's up? So that's the contact page. And then last but not least, remember how we linked to the featured projects? So that's on the NLM page. We got stall catchers. You've heard me blather on and on about stall catchers. So you can start participating literally today by finding the instructions here. We got Eterna, where you can solve puzzles online to help design RNA-based vaccines. There's a mental health project. There's a light pollution project if you're really into the night sky. For those of you who have community members who speak Spanish, I recommend, and also for if you just speak English, I recommend Conario if you want to build your own air quality sensor. And this project actually, it's cool because it's based in Colombia. So I would say their Spanish resources are even more robust than their English language ones, but both are really good. But it's a global air quality monitoring project. And the list goes on and on. Of course, all of us, you can find that here, joinallofus.org/NLM to get involved in all of us. So that's the basic thrust of Citizen Science Month. You plan an event, you find an event, you use the resources, you get involved in the featured project, and you just have a really nice time in April. So everything you need is at citizensciencemonth.org. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and see if anybody has any questions.
And as a reminder, all these links will be posted in our follow-up email as well. So if you were trying to follow all the different links, we'll have them labeled with what you can gain from those as well. So don't feel rushed to try to copy and paste everything if you need to.
Worst case scenario, if you only get one link, citizensciencemonth.org does the job.
Oh yeah, number one link. That's all of it. Yeah. I don't see any questions yet. Does anybody have any events planned yet? If you want to share in the chat, that we might be able to help you promote. Oh, I see someone raising their hand. Barbara, do you want to speak to one of your projects? I can only get to talk, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So last year, my students created a citizen science mapathon we put up on a LibGuide. And so they were doing all different activities. They've done a lot of the ones you mentioned, and then they were basically reviewing them and reflecting on them, which they really liked because I tell them it's something they can put on their resume. It's skill building, and it gives them a way to impact the community, our community, and around the world. So this year they want to do social media. So we're combining that with what we're calling a year of citizen science. And we downloaded the social media calendar from the US government, has a date, every day there's like an event, and like National River Day. And they're creating social media that has a citizen science activity you can do that's related to that theme of that day. And the idea is to make like a calendar that goes up to social media with every day there is an event. And the different classes, because other teachers are doing it. I'm at a university, but we're trying to reach other people in the community. Is we've had people asking for activities for if they're in regional studies type of projects. So a lot of the international things here will be awesome for that. So for an example, for opposite day, we would be doing that opposite day, the geography term would be antipode, and then that opposite us would be Australia. So here's an activity that comes from, Australia, from citizen science, that type of thing. If anyone has anything they want to send me that they want to make sure that we feature.
That's awesome. I love that opposite day idea. That's great.
Yeah, so we're trying to do the geoliteracy with citizen science, because citizen science is geography, and it's a good way to start thinking about geographic concepts.
Yeah. What might also be beneficial, or you can look into this for the geography related piece. If you go onto iNaturalist and you look at different projects, it'll show you like where they are in the world. But there's ones that are identification projects. Like Australia does one once a year. I think it might be over at this point, but they do some where it's you're working on verifying their information during a certain period of time. And so you can see like their biodiversity versus your own biodiversity and whatnot. So if you ever want them to participate in that type of activity, it helps with that knowledge of where other species live in the world, which could be cool. I love those ideas.
You're talking about the project with Nigeria, I was like, that's absolutely the type of thing to introduce them to the spatial concepts, and and this is awesome. And I tell them we can only do this because of all the location-based stuff we have on our phones. So that we can really make a difference.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you.
And actually, Barbara, one thing I thought about when you were mentioning like resume building, the training might be good for your students, because they get a badge from it, and it's something that can go on their LinkedIn and also a certificate. And I know a lot of people put that on their resume. So the site, I'll put it in the chat, SciStarter.org/training would probably be a good fit.
Yeah, that would be really good. I'd like them to start building up badges and certificates, because I told them this is a good way to get introduced to something they might not have an opportunity to do an internship with, or they might not have thought about, but lets them know what's important to it right now, what's going on in the world.
Absolutely. Does anybody else want to share their events they have planned? I did see some others writing in the chat. I'd love to hear more.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to put again in the chat the Stall Catchers Catchathon, the International Catchathon, because I think if folks haven't planned something yet and they're just looking for something to get their community involved with, that's a good one, because you can go ahead and make a team for your community and just tune into the 2 webinars for that, or not tune in, just make the teams. But that's a really good event, an easy event to get involved with if you have a community you're ready to mobilize.
If you'd like to share anything from your events, I would love to. I'll hit the button so you can talk to us like we did for Barbara. If you'd like to share anything. No requirement, of course.
Someone said, I love the idea to do more events. Yeah, I love that, Christine. And I think, yeah, like also add your events throughout the year. It's not just April. We get steady traffic all year round. I mean, April is just like chaos. It's like the Super Bowl plus Christmas for 30 days. But the rest of the year gets great engagement too. So add your event to SciStarter anytime. Cool. Well, if no one else wants to share, maybe Emma, do we just close up shop early and let people explore the citizensciencemonth.org page?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if there are any questions, feel free to reach out to us too. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can see our resources that we have available to you. And then we'll go ahead and say goodbye. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, so if there aren't any questions, we'll continue. Just as an FYI for next week, if you're tuning in more than once, so if you want to join us for next week or for all of our events, because they're all amazing, we will talk about frogs and snakes and turtles, oh my, and that'll be with the Herp Mapper project, and one of the leaders is actually coming back from Madagascar this weekend, so pretty exciting. We can ask him how that all went. And yes, if you do need to contact us, yes. Yeah, if you do need to contact us, you can go to the citizensciencemonth.org /contact, essentially what Caroline dragged into the chat for us. You can also email us at info@scistarter.org if you need to. And we have a bunch of opportunities for you to ask questions of the community and project leaders if you have questions about different things, especially if you want to highlight any projects as a part of events you're planning. You can always reach out to the project leader and ask for their like information or assistance if you need it. You can also listen to our podcast that we have and look out for our newsletters and other outreach and messages that we send out to prepare you for different things. You should have actually received a Citizen Science Month one recently, so that's always exciting if you are signed up for our newsletters. And then if you always need to find a new project, you just want to be involved yourself, you can go to our project finder, and that's a lot of things. So I'm going to leave it at that. And at the end of this call, you'll likely get a message in there for the end of event survey. We'd love to hear from you, especially with resources that you might need to have in the future. Oh, thanks for the question, Christine. The podcast, you can literally Google search SciStarter Podcast if you want, and it'll show up, or on our website, you will be able to find it through at the very bottom. I believe there's a button for podcast too. I think that might be the easiest route. Yeah. Yeah, there's a survey at the end of, oh, thank you. Yep, SciStarterorg/podcast, even easier. Thanks, Roland. So if you wouldn't mind sending us a response to the survey, it would be super helpful for us to move forward with this. And then that's about it. We look forward to seeing you at the next one. Thanks for sharing, Barbara, by the way. Very, very happy to hear from you. Excellent. Okay, well, you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully you have
Bye, everybody.
Citizen Science Month. Excellent. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end our recording. Bye, everyone.